that's what it was. And after the sparring, we respected each other. Like, it was a different type vibe after we sparred, honestly. Now it was like, oh, damn, bro. Like, damn. Like, we really started to get to know each other, you feel me? Because when he came to our gym, he was popular. Like, Shakur was the guy.
They knew him.
Everybody knew him in amateurs.
One thing I can say, though, because, I've been seeing, we've been amateur together and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Tio can fight.
The boxing world was rocked after leaked sparring footage appeared to show Keyshawn Davis knocking down Shakur Stevenson. The clip quickly went viral, showcasing Davis's sharp timing and reminding fans just how intense elite-level training can be behind closed doors. Davis also weighed in on Teofimo Lopez, calling him a dangerous and highly capable fighter, noting that he's watched both Stevenson and Lopez since their amateur days. His comments underline a key truth in boxing: raw talent alone isn't enough. Preparation, speed, and fight IQ will ultimately decide who takes control in the ring. So how do you see Teofimo matching up against Shakur when they finally collide?
Against Shakur playing out, because you want me to tell you the truth, like, this fight could have been the winner's bracket fight. In other words, they're jumping to it, but at the end of the era, it may have been Teo and Shakur, especially if you would never fight Shakur, right? How do you see this fight playing out?
I see it playing out, let's say, I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Tio is going to eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
And then, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair one.
Keyshawn Davis reflected on his sparring session with Shakur Stevenson, making it clear that there was nothing personal, just pure competition. He admitted that once they got in the ring, clean openings were hard to find, while Stevenson's counters were landing with precision. Still, Davis continued to push forward, knowing that backing off even slightly could work against him. The intense exchange left him with a deeper respect for Stevenson's skill and reinforced an important lesson: persistence, focus, and composure are essential at the highest level of boxing.
I'm confident. I'm knowing I'm about to go in here and beat him up, right? Man, I get in the ring, man. Why I cannot hit this man, right? I cannot hit him, but he touching me. So I was like, oh, this is different.
He different.
Like, he different. So I just keep, I'm 14, he's 16. I just keep going, I just keep going. So some getting through, some not, some getting through, some getting not. And I felt as if I was to step off the gas pedal, he was gonna get me. So I just had to keep going, you feel me? And I know he explained that a lot of times in interviews, like, that's why he respect me so much, because in that sparring right there, I didn't respect him at all. I was just trying to F him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it was. And after the sparring, we respected each other. Like, it was a different type vibe after we sparred, honestly. Now it was like, oh, damn, bro. Like, damn. Like, we really started to get to know each other, you feel me? Because when he came to our gym, he was popular. Like, Shakur was the guy.
They knew.
Shakur Stevenson has been locked in throughout his fight camp, showing elite focus and unwavering dedication. Every training session is handled with discipline as he fine-tunes his technique, sharpens his speed, and builds fight-ready endurance. But his preparation goes beyond the physical. Stevenson studies his opponents closely, breaks down strategies, and visualizes different fight scenarios to stay mentally sharp. His camp is built on consistency, precision, and constant improvement in every area of his game. With this level of commitment, Shakur plans to step into the ring fully prepared, confident, and in peak condition, ready to execute his game plan and perform at the highest level.
Time away from my family. How you gonna beat me? Ain't no way you can beat me that way, bro. That's why I keep saying I'm the best. Niggas don't want this shit more than me. I know it. I know it. I want this shit so bad. So bad. Shit easy, gang.
Easy, man.
Easy.
Always easy, man.
You already know.
Always easy, man.
It's supposed to be a sprint.
Let's go.
This ain't no sprint.
No, it's a job. Let's go. We ready.
Keyshawn Davis reflected on his long-standing connection with Shakur Stevenson, explaining that their bond began long before the spotlight and went far beyond the ring. He described Stevenson as a brother, someone who shared the same journey, sacrifices, and hunger for greatness. Even with that closeness, a natural competitive rivalry emerged, one that pushed both fighters to sharpen their skills and raise their level at every stage of their careers. That blend of brotherhood and competition played a key role in their development, allowing them to learn from one another while constantly striving to be better. Davis emphasized that their rivalry was always built on mutual respect and a shared goal, reaching the very top of the boxing world.
Bro, like I'm never ever fighting Shakur. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. It's not even gonna feel right.
What were some of the experiences like with you guys growing up like as young men and young teenagers in Virginia? Like what some of those things that shaped you to know like he's my brother, man. I could never do that.
Yeah, the moment when I was like, all right, yeah, Shakur, I genuinely actually got real love for you was when I was going through my deep depression times. Even before I was going into the mental home, I used to tell my brother a lot. But then I started like backing off from my little brother because he was my little brother. I started talking to Shakur a lot about like how I was feeling and how I was thinking and what I was doing to myself. And Shakur was just giving me advice that I really like taking and like, damn, okay, I got you and stuff like that. And then I end up going to the mental home and, you know, like he calling me in there, checking up on me and stuff like that. I get out of the mental home, he pulling up on me, making sure I'm straight, making sure I get back in the gym, making sure I continue to do what I love.
Appearing on the Ariel Helwani show, Shakur Stevenson spoke openly about his upcoming clash with Teofimo Lopez. Known for his precision and ring intelligence, Stevenson addressed critics who question his readiness or ability to challenge Lopez at the highest level. He expressed complete confidence in his skills, stating that Lopez has never faced an opponent with his level of speed, awareness, and control. According to Stevenson, this matchup will present challenges Lopez hasn't encountered before, as his adaptability and strategic approach are designed to test fighters in unfamiliar ways. Shakur made it clear that his focus is not on the hype surrounding the fight, but on preparation and execution. His comments reflected not only self-belief, but a deep understanding of the tactical demands required to compete against a powerful and accomplished opponent like Lopez. He emphasized the importance of staying true to his style, explaining that he has no intention of abandoning his game plan to meet outside expectations or engage in reckless exchanges. Instead, Stevenson plans to approach the fight with patience and discipline, controlling distance, timing, and pace to capitalize on any openings. By maintaining composure and relying on his boxing IQ, he aims to dictate the rhythm of the bout from the opening bell. This mindset highlights Stevenson's maturity and strategic clarity, reinforcing why he is widely regarded as one of the most cerebral young talents in boxing today.
Their opinion, like, you know, they could say that, but I know he never fought nobody on my level. Like, I'm 1,000,000% sure that T.O. has never seen nobody as good as me in his life.
He's talking about, like, once he gets through you, then he wants Crawford, names like that. How do you think he would do against someone like Terrence at this point?
I think he gets knocked out.
Can't even hang with him.
Yeah, he's too little. Bud is too big for him.
Right. As far as skills, though, do you think he's on par with the likes of Terrence?
I'm not gonna say he's on a Terrence Crawford level of skills, but he's very skillful. He got a lot of things with him that puts him at a high level.
One thing that was interesting to me was it seemed like you were going to move on from Matchroom, but now Eddie Hearn is involved in this, and this is a Matchroom event, it seems like. I know it's a ring card too, but he's promoting it here in the United States. So what is the state of your relationship with Eddie and Matchroom at this point?
Eddie's my guy. I'm actually not signed to Matchroom, but he's my guy. I'm a big fan of Eddie Hearn, and nothing but respect to him, but I'm glad he's the promoter that's on this card. I'm glad to share the spotlight with his promotional company.
So if he's your guy, how come you're not signed to Matchroom?
I mean, it's just business. If it makes sense, then I will. You know, if it come down to it and that's what makes sense, then we'll do it. But right now, I don't think it makes sense.
Okay, so are you just more of like your own man at this point? Your own entity?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do you negotiate with the ring people, with Turkey? You just do that yourself?
No, me and my manager.
Boozy Ennis, a respected boxing analyst, shared his take on the Stevenson versus Lopez matchup, issuing a sharp warning to Teofimo Lopez. Underestimating Shakur Stevenson would be a serious mistake. Ennis highlighted that Stevenson's speed goes far beyond mere quickness. It's a strategic weapon that allows him to control exchanges, evade attacks, and set up precise counters. He noted that fighters who rely solely on power without factoring in timing and movement often find themselves exposed against Stevenson. According to Ennis, Lopez must respect Stevenson's full skill set, as the combination of intelligence and velocity in the young champion presents a uniquely dangerous challenge in the ring.
Apart. And I gotta tell everybody this, that Wichicombe is real athletic too. Teofimo. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. You know what I mean? People think, a lot of people say it's gonna be easy and all that. Nah. Teofimo can punch and he can box. And like I said, he's real athletic. So, you know what I mean? That'll make it a little difficult right there, you know what I mean?
I see a lot of people going back and forth with it. Some people think Tio got the advantage because of the weight and that he's athletic and explosive. Some people say Shakur is the better boxer.
Yes.
Right? How you see that fight ending?
Well, they saying, they got the weight and all that. I see Shakur box big guys, light heavyweights and all that stuff. Just like Boots, he box heavyweights and put heavyweights down. You know what I mean? I think that's the right move for him. You know what I mean? Get up, and I think he can really do good at that weight.
Decision or stoppage?
I'm looking at a decision, not a stoppage. But then it all according how Till come in. If Till come at him, he's gonna run into some shots. It might be over. You know what I mean?
Now, you always tell me it's the shot that you don't see coming.
That's it.
That power is speed.
Right.
So, could it be a situation where people underestimate Shakur's punching power?
Yeah. I think Shakur can punch. You know what I mean? I think he can punch. It's just like I said, speed is power. Not them guys, muscle-bound guys come in and they tell me, he can punch and all that. Like I just got finished saying, like you just got finished saying, matter of fact, the punch that you don't see knocks him out. And they
Boozy Ennis, a respected boxing analyst, shared his take on the Stevenson versus Lopez matchup, issuing a sharp warning to Teofimo Lopez. Underestimating Shakur Stevenson would be a serious mistake. Ennis highlighted that Stevenson's speed goes far beyond mere quickness. It's a strategic weapon that allows him to control exchanges, evade attacks, and set up precise counters. He noted that fighters who rely solely on power without factoring in timing and movement often find themselves exposed against Stevenson. According to Ennis, Lopez must respect Stevenson's full skill set, as the combination of intelligence and velocity in the young champion presents a uniquely dangerous challenge in the ring.
A bona fide world champion in 2 divisions. He was the champion at lightweight, had most of the belts, defeated Lomachenko. He did suffer the upset loss to Kambosos. There were some physical issues there that we didn't know about going into the fight, not to make excuses for him. But regardless, he came back and even though maybe he didn't shine and scintillate maybe in some of those fights after that, when it came time to step up and take on the champ, which was Josh Taylor, he shined in that fight. So when Teofimo is matched, in a big time opponent, he's delivered, and he's done it, a number of times. And, he looked really good against Taylor. And Shakur, by the way, similar thing. He's been flawless through his career. He may be not the most exciting at times, but Shakur Stevenson gets the job done. He has won titles from featherweight up to lightweight, when his back was against the wall, quote unquote, and everybody had big expectations, and he had a lot of pressure on him not to make it a boring fight and all that kind of business. What did he do in his last fight against William Zepeda? He stood in the pocket and he fought the guy, and he won handily. He shut him out, basically. He won like 10 rounds to 2. I mean, he fought a unification fight against Oscar Valdez, a fighter that, even though he might have been favored, thought maybe Oscar could do some damage because he was a good puncher and had a great amateur background and a great chin and all those types of things. And he went out there and he routed him also. I mean, so, these are 2 of the best young elite fighters in boxing. And their fight has been talked about for a long time. They spent most of their careers together at Top Rank, which is a fight. If you ever ask Bob Arum, he'll tell you that was a fight that Top Rank, down the road had their eye on at some point when they were going to be, closer in weight to each other. Because obviously Teofimo had started off, a little bit heavier than Shakur, but they would eventually catch up to each other. They're both Olympians, by the way. Teofimo he's American, but he fought for his parents' country of Honduras in that same Olympic Games. It was Shakur Stevenson winning a silver medal for the United States. I mean, they have all kinds of accomplishment. I do think they have a healthy respect for each other. They know each other for all the years being at Top Rank events together. They fought on the same undercard twice when the main event was Terrence Crawford, who was obviously very close to Shakur, but Teofimo was on those shows also. So, and they're doing it in the right place. This is not a fight they're taking to a place that doesn't make sense. all respect to the big matches they do in Saudi Arabia, but this is the kind of fight that belonged in America, and it didn't belong in Las Vegas. It belongs in New York City at Madison Square Garden. Teofimo is from Brooklyn. Shakur is from Newark, New Jersey, which is a 5-minute train ride from Midtown Manhattan. I mean, it's got everything you want to see. The Garden hasn't had a lot of big fights in the main arena over the last few years. The last one they had was the third fight between Katie Taylor and Serrano. But before that, it'd been, a couple years, I think, since they had a main arena fight. So,
former world champion and respected analyst Tim Bradley offered a deep, technical perspective on the Stevenson versus Lopez matchup, framing it as a defining moment for the next generation of boxing. Bradley highlighted how elite young fighters like Stevenson are shaping the sport, blending precision, adaptability, and strategic thinking with traditional power, drawing parallels to Devin Haney's rise. According to Bradley, this fight is a test of status and skill for both fighters. Stevenson's disciplined approach, speed, and tactical awareness challenge opponents to elevate their game.